Okay. Your turn. This is gonna be a rough game. If he's got like living roots, then he's got to kind of throw it down here. Oh, that's ambitious. I like it though. That's what I would do if I had Tyrion into a Sylve. We won a dice roll, boys! We did it, Reddit. We finally did it. The difference is when I fail dice rolls, I don't rage concede. I still win the games. And that's why nobody takes competitive Hearthstone seriously. That's not true. You can talk your shit, like, you can insert all your memes, but there are players like Tyson stuff who constantly prove that the RNG in this game isn't as big of a factor as people make it out to be. It's just an excuse for players that suck. That's why the same players constantly get top 100. That's why the same players constantly take the tournaments. Like, if Super JJ and Tice aren't like examples of like proving that wrong, I don't know what it is. Don't get me wrong, I agree that there's a little bit too much RNG in this game. And it makes me a little bit sad, but at the end of the day, good players are good enough to try and get past it. So if you use it as an excuse, I pretty much just think it's a crutch. Oh, blaming RNG makes me feel better about myself too. When I lose a 1-in-8 double brawl, I am more than happy to blame RNG to make myself feel better, because I would have won that game if that didn't happen, so I feel better about myself. But like I said, at the end of the day, if I'm not top 100, that's my fault. That's not the game's. I play all my games perfectly. I think I suck at mulling. I think most players suck at mulling. I see a lot of streamers who are not very good at mulling. I'm not saying you're mistaken, G25. Like I said, I think that there's too much RNG in the game, but I think that the better players still find a way to persevere because RNG affects everybody equally. So like, if you just play enough, the law of big numbers pans out. It's like the argument of like, we're gonna flip 100 like quarters or whatever, and the first 5 come up tails. You're like, well, fuck. Tails must come up 100% of the time. No, that's not how that works. You need a bigger sample size. So it's easy to blame RNG, but like the players that do the best play the most to get the best results. That's why the players like the people who get like top 100. And so like this is something I don't see anybody really talk about, but this is what they do. You play a good consistent deck that you know inside and out, and you play it enough that the law of big numbers comes into effect, and all those bullshit RNG games here and there don't matter when you're looking at the overall picture. Like, you can look at the first 5 games and be like, yep, he flipped tails. But if you look at all 100, it's going to be 50-50, and that's where player skill starts coming into effect. And then something similar to poker, which is where you go on like heaters or whatever you want to call it, or you're running hot. These players play a lot because they know that they're going to win streak, they're going to lose streak, they're going to sit at 50-50, and all they're doing is playing enough games that eventually they'll hit that big win streak where they'll win like 10 games in a row, and that'll push them all the way to top 10 or rank 1 or whatever. And that's like, some people are like, well, it's easy to get top 100 if you sit there and play all day, but there's a reason for that. It's a lot of big numbers and looking for those streaks. It's important, like, you have to do it. It's just like in poker. You sit there and you play a 50-50 game for quite a while, until you're running hot or feeling good or whatever you want, and that's when you streak, and that's when you win your tournaments, and that's when you yeah, you get top 100, top 10, all that kind of stuff. So like, yeah, law of big numbers is your friend when RNG comes into effect. I am no saint in this regard. I salt storm all the time over RNG, but at the end of the day, I keep playing this game because I'm not an idiot. I like blaming RNG here and there, but at the end of the day, I do know that the game is on me. If I'm not top 10, if I'm not legend, if I'm not top 100, that's my fault. That's not the game's fault. Blizzard's not out to get you. RNG's not out to get you. Nobody's out to get you. You have no better or worse luck than anybody else. That's not a thing. AP's daily rant of the day, Kriegasm.